Hello, everyone. Charles Watts here. Welcome back to Inside Arsenal. It is Sunday. Not that you need me to remind you about that. Today is the day. I hope wherever you're watching or listening to this around the world, you are not feeling too nauseous, too sick, too tense. I don't know. I'm feeling all of those. I have to admit, can't wait to get down the Emirates. I'm going to be heading there pretty soon for what is going to be a very, very special day. Look, whatever happens, this is the first day in 25 years that I've woken up on the final day of a league season with Arsenal in with a chance of winning the league. Not since 1999. Yes, of course, Arsenal won the league in 2002, 2004, but it has never gone to the final day. I haven't woken up feeling like this on the final day of a season since 1999. So whatever happens today, just enjoy it, because days like today, they don't come around very often at all. So enjoy it. Let's live it all together. And hopefully, fingers crossed, at the end of it, we all get what we desperately want. So we'll talk about that game in today's show. Josh Kroenke has been speaking. He's given a message to Arsenal fans in today's programme. Arsenal have put those quotes out already. So we'll look at what he's had to say. Got some comments from you guys as well on what we discussed yesterday. Really loads of debate, the Aaron Ramsdale stuff. So go through some of those as well. But look, there's nothing really else to start with apart from just the hugeness that is today. Arsenal versus Everton, 4 p.m. kickoff. We know what's in front of us. If Man City win, there's nothing Arsenal can do. But if Man City somehow unbelievably drop points at home to West Ham, a win for Arsenal and the Premier League trophy is theirs. I've seen the video. You've probably seen it as well. Yesterday, Arsenal had to do a dress rehearsal at the Emirates, and someone was in there and they got a video of it, of the stage set up, of the trophy there, of the champions stuff all over the Emirates pitch as a dress rehearsal. It actually made me a little bit sad looking at it, because it just thought, we're so close. We're so close, and it's probably not going to happen. It made me a little bit sad looking at it all. But you never know. Football, stranger things have happened. Crazy things happen in football. It's why we love it so much. It's that even something that you think is an absolute given doesn't always happen. And so that's what we've got to hold on to. And like I said, just enjoy the ride, because it is going to be a wild ride. Martin Odegaard's been talking ahead of the game. He says the task is clear now. If we win and City don't, then it's all for us. The only thing we can do is what we've done all season. Keep our focus where we should and play our game. We're back at the Emirates, which is what we want on the last day. So let's see what happens. Anything can happen in football. We've seen stranger things happen before. So the main thing is to just look at it as another game that we have to win. That's all we can do. We can't control anything else. It's down to us to ensure we have a good end to the season, finish with a win at home, and then we'll see. There is one game left. So let's go and win it. And look, that's the most important thing, because there would be nothing worse than Man City slipping up today and Arsenal not winning. So they've just got to take care of their own business. Somehow put it to one side in terms of what is on the line today. Just go out and get the job done, because if you don't, then you'll be kicking yourselves for the rest of your careers and your lives, possibly. And so that is the most important thing, is just go out there and get the win. Take care of your own business, because that's all that you can do. Mikel Arteta has been speaking about that in the build-up to the game. Martin Odegaard's been saying it. That is going to be the message that has been driven into the players all week at London Colney in preparation for this. And I'm sure they will. Look, Everton are a decent team on a good run of form at the moment. They're not the side that were just a shambles really for the first half of the season. They've picked up some form. They're difficult to score against. They don't concede many. And they're not going to make it easy. It's a Sean Dyche team. They're not going to make it easy when they come here. But Arsenal have just got to get past them, get the job done, focus on themselves, and then, wait to hear news in terms of what is happening at the Etihad. So as I mentioned at the start, Josh Kroenke has been speaking. You'll read it if you go into the game today and get the programme. You can see it. You'll have the message in there, but you can go and find it on the Arsenal website as well. There's a couple of things I wanted to discuss from it. First of all, he says, look, whatever happens now, between now and the final whistle today, I'm certain that this season will live long in our memories. The football our teams have played have been a joy to watch, and we can rightly be proud of the progress and direction of the football club. To be fighting for the Premier League title on the final day of the campaign is a testament to the hard work, drive and determination of everyone at the club. So too is the fact we reached Champions League quarter-final for the first time in 14 years and made it back-to-back Champions League qualification for the first time in 7 years. That said, what has arguably given me the greatest pleasure is the connection we've all felt between us. The noise and backing to our players again this season has played a huge part in what we've achieved together. I know Mikel, Jonas, and our players are truly grateful to everyone who has played a part in that. It's quite interesting. Mikel mentioned this a while back when Arsenal guaranteed themselves qualification for the Champions League. It wasn't even mentioned. No, it wasn't. You think of all the build-up in the last few years, it's all been about get top four, secure Champions League, and there's always been a huge story. We've seen it even this season with Tottenham and Aston Villa fighting for out. It's always a huge story, and normally Arsenal are in that because we haven't really been competing for the title. But now it's not even there wasn't even a mention of the fact that Arsenal had guaranteed themselves a top four spot. And again, I think that just shows the progress that has been made now, that it's not, a top four spot's not even what you're considering now. All of a sudden, basically in the kind of blink of an eye, really, Arsenal are now sort of out of that conversation and into the conversation about the title. And I think it's probably quite important to remember that. He also said, this was quite interesting, Josh. He said, while we are undoubtedly proud of the progress we have made, I want to be clear that no one at the club will stand still. However things finish today, we're all working behind the scenes to move us forward, always forward. Again, there is so much we want to achieve, both at home and in Europe, and we are focused on writing some exciting new stories and chapters that build on the history of Arsenal Football Club. Whether that is pointing towards the summer transfer window, you would imagine that's certainly a big part of what he's having to say there. And Arsenal will be, they're going to be busy. Whatever happens today, win it or not, they're going to try to improve. That's what they're striving for. That's what Mikel Arteta is going to demand. He spoke about his contract recently, and I know he said he's going to do it at the end of the season. He'll talk about it at the end of the season, but I cannot see any way that he doesn't sign a new contract, because all parties are happy in terms of how it's going at Arsenal. So I think it's just a given that he will sign a new deal, but he will be pushing the club. Make no mistake about it. He will be saying, look, we cannot rest on our laurels. We've done everything we can. We've broken records this season. If we win today, 28 wins in a Premier League season out of 38 games, never been done before. Not even the Invincibles done that before. And it might not be enough. That's how good Arsenal have to be if they're going to win the title. They have to go one better than they've done this season. And to do that, they're going to have to continue to improve. And that is no doubt what Mikel's going to be saying when he's sitting down with Edu. It's probably what he's saying already. Well, it will be what he's saying already when he sits down with Edu and Josh Kroenke when they're planning for what's to come over the next 1, 2, 3 transfer windows. It's really, really important. And I think what we've seen from the Kroenkes, certainly since they took sole ownership of the club and the whole battle with Usmanov was decided, is they are willing to put the money in now and to back the club. Where the money comes from, we still don't exactly know, whether it's them actually dipping into their own pockets, but they are finding cash and plenty of it to back the manager and to continue to improve. And so I think this all, I certainly read this comment and thought it was a decent thing to read, certainly on the sort of eve of the summer transfer window opening. Okay, moving on to today's game then. Predicted 11-wise for today. Look, I don't see any changes. This is a team I'm expecting. I'll be surprised if it's anything different. So Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Havertz, Trossard. Obviously, there's a slight doubt over Bukayo Saka. He hasn't been seen in any of the training pitches, but that happens pretty much every single time. It happened in the build-up to the Man United game last weekend, and Bukayo Saka started that game. And I say it time and time again that he basically needs a broken leg not to play Bukayo Saka. So if he's not fit, I can't see any way. If he's fit or 80% fit, I think he starts. So that's a team. I can't see any changes. I know there's some always question marks about the left back and whether bringing Partey for Jorginho for Partey, but I don't see it. I think you stick with exactly what has got you to this point in the last few weeks. John agrees here. He says, "Hey Charles, the same winning formula for me as per the last 4 games: Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Saka, Havertz, Trossard. If Saka is injured, then Jesus in his place. He'll then need to come on in 85 minutes for a cameo and standing ovation, quite possibly, depending on game state. Obviously, if it's 1-1, I doubt you're going to turn to Mohamed Elneny for the last 5 minutes for a standing ovation. But yeah, if the game's done and dusted and Arsenal have won, then I absolutely expect Mo to come on and get the rich applause I'm sure he'll get. And I agree as well. If Saka is injured, then I'd be going with Gabriel Jesus in his place. Okay, I just wanted to, there was so much reaction to what I was talking about yesterday to Aaron Ramsdale and the Newcastle rumours and what he's had to say, and the reports going around about a possible 15 million plus 3 million deal. Patrick's got in touch. There's no way we sell Ramsdale for 18 million. If there isn't a great market, we keep him. Simple as. He's under a 5-year contract and he's a great talent. I don't think we are doing silly things for 18 million anymore. I have faith in Edu in that. Mason says, if Ramsdale is sold for as little as 15 million with the amount of PO experience he has, despite one season on the sidelines, particularly to a club like Newcastle, we will further be entrenching ourselves as a club that sells for ridiculously low prices. I don't know if it's my Arsenal bias in play here, but surely nothing less than 30 million is an acceptable fee. Maverick says, Charles, I believe you tend to mirror the poor mentality of accepting low offers and devaluing our players. Why should the sentiment be so negative when selling a player of Ramsdale's quality? This needs to stop. You should be propping up our players in your analysis and showing why he is worth more, not pandering to this poor narrative. How much did Chelsea sell their keepers for? Why devalue your own players and assume the worst in terms of valuation? We should not sell Ramsdale this summer, except if we have a really very good offer. What if Raya gets injured or hits a low form after the Euros? No sale should occur until after the Euros, in my opinion. No, I'm not pandering to any narrative. I'm just saying, I can't even remember what I said yesterday, but it was along the lines of, I think it might be difficult for Arsenal. I absolutely don't want Arsenal to sell Aaron Ramsdale for 15 million, 100%. I'm in the exact same boat as you guys. If that's the offer on the table, then I'd be keeping him. I don't think there's any reason to sell him if he's only 15 million. You know, he's got a long-term contract. He's a very good player. But that's my opinion. I don't think Arsenal will do that. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, but at 50 million, it's just crazy money for someone like Aaron Ramsdale. 30 million, absolutely. You want your money back 100%. He's a better goalkeeper now than when he signed for Arsenal. He signed from a relegated club to Arsenal, and Arsenal paid for 30 million. So if you're going to sell to Newcastle, of all clubs, then 100% you should be getting 30, 40 million for Aaron Ramsdale. All I was saying yesterday was it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal struggle to get that. You know, that's not my opinion. It's not me saying that they should accept that sort of offer, because absolutely, I don't think they should. 100%. Matt's got in touch, says there is no logic in allowing Ramsdale to leave at that price. After taking the financial hit, we'll have to go out and spend more money on a replacement who will be worse. Totally understand it's been a bit harsh situation for a player we all love, but if the market isn't there to that extent, he stays at Arsenal's backup. That's a really good point, actually, because you do think, you know, once you sell Ramsdale, you have to replace him. And you wouldn't be at all surprised if say 15 million was the figure that Arsenal did. And I'm not saying it will be. That's just a figure that was being reported yesterday. Yeah, you'd expect Arsenal going to have to spend that and more to get a replacement, which would be farcical, really. Is that? I can't work out that name. Apologies. You say financial deals are all about perception and strategy. Arsenal don't have to sell him. He has a contract and he's a professional. Any club that genuinely wants Ramsdale's services will have to put a bid in that's worth considering. And then at the bottom there, Nasal says the asking price should be 45 million. If the asking price is not meant, that he stays on the bench at the club. And there was so many more questions or comments or opinions on this. It really, really did generate a lot of debate yesterday in the comments. And lots of you, pretty much everyone, was going down the same route as this. And I agree, 100% I agree. 15 million is a nonsense for a player like Aaron Ramsdale. It should not be even in the conversation, that sort of figure. And I really, really hope, if that is the figure that's been asked for, that's being mentioned by Newcastle, that Arsenal tell Newcastle exactly where to go, and they do end up keeping Aaron Ramsdale. I just think, given who it is, given his situation, I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal struggle to get the money that we want, which I think will be a real shame, but hopefully not. And hopefully they do get at least their money back, which they absolutely should be the bare minimum for a player like Aaron. Look, and that's it from me, everyone. Thank you very much for watching and for listening on today of all days. I know that everyone's mind's going to be completely scrambled. Mine is. I have to say, I didn't sleep last night. I watched the Fury versus Usyk fight, and then I just basically sat on the sofa until about 4 a.m. and eventually got about an hour and a half skip, I think, because I was just couldn't get what's going to happen today through my mind. I'm sure you're all in exactly the same boat as me. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Enjoy it wherever you're watching it. If you're going to the Emirates today, be loud, make this one hell of an occasion at the Emirates. And if you're watching it or listening to it around the world, enjoy it. I really, really hope that we all end today with what we want and celebrating together. Just enjoy it. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about it all. If you want to get involved in tomorrow's show, let me know what your thoughts on today. Then you know what to do in the comments below. Have a great one, everyone. Enjoy it. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.